Hi everyone, and welcome to our video on exact trig values for GCSE Maths. Now, this is a commonly assessed area of the specification and often comes up in exam papers, especially on paper 1 where you don't have a calculator. And there's a really simple method that you can use to work out the exact trigonometric values. And you need to know them for sine, cos, and tan. Okay, so I'm just going to show you a quick method that you can use in an exam. You don't need to learn them because you can derive this from the question in the exam. Okay, so if we start off by writing sine, and then if we write down cos underneath it, basically what we have to do, we need to know the angles for 0, 30, 45, 60, and 90. We need to know sine and cos of those values. Okay, so on the top, we're just going to write down our angles. So 0, 30, 45, 60, and 90. Okay, so you need to know what sine 0 is, sine 30, sine 45, sine 60, sine 90, and then cos 0, cos 30, cos 45, cos 60, and cos 90. Okay, and you could be asked a question in an exam, but you need to know what each of these values are. Okay, so we're just going to draw ourselves a table. Okay, so we've drawn ourselves sort of a mini table here. And basically there's a quick method. For sine, to work out the values of these angles, you start off by writing 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 in ascending order. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we've written out 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now all you need to do is divide it by 2. Okay, and once you've divided them by 2, you square root the top. Okay, and then finally what you do is you just need to simplify them. So root 0 is just 0, and 0 divided by 2 is 0. Okay, so the answer to this would just be 0. Root 1 is just 1, and divided by 2 would just be a half. So this would just be a half. Now root 2 cannot be simplified, so this would stay like that. Root 3 cannot be simplified, so this would stay like that as well. Root 4, however, the square root of 4 is 2, so that would become 2 divided by 2, and 2 divided by 2 is just 1. So the answer to that is just 1. Okay, and that's your sine values. So sine 0 would be 0, sine 30 would be a half, sine 45 would be root 2 over 2, sine 60 would be root 3 over 2, and sine 90 would be 1. You could be asked any of these in an exam. And the best way I would advise you would be just to draw out this table. Okay, it's really simple. Write your numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, divide them by 2, and square root the top. Okay, now for cos, it's the exact same, however, it's the opposite way around. Okay, so you know how we went 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the first scenario. This time for cos, we're going to go in descending order. So we're going to go 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, so we're going to go 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, and the exact same stuff, divide by 2, divide by 2, divide by 2, divide by 2, and divide by 2, and then square root the top. Okay, and then finally simplify. So root 4 is 2, and 2 divided by 2 is 1. Root 3 over 2 cannot be simplified. Root 2 over 2 cannot be simplified. Root 1 over 2, well, root 1, the square root of 1 is just 1, and 1 over 2 is just a half. So that can be simplified to a half. And then root 0 is just 0, and 0 divided by 2 is going to be 0. Okay, so those are our cos values. So cos 0 is 1, cos 30 is root 3 over 2, cos 45 is root 2 over 2, cos 60 is a half, and cos 90 is 0. Okay, that's how you derive the sine and cosine values for these angles. Okay, now to derive the tan values, again, it's not that hard. It's just basically the same. However, there's a division involved. And a key rule that I would say is that tan equals sine divided by cos. Okay, so to work out these tan values, you need to divide the sine values by the cos values. Okay, sorry, the cos values by the sine values. So just do sine divided by cos. So if we wanted to work out the tan of 0, we would have to do sine of 0 divided by cos of 0. And we know that sine of 0 is 0. So we would do 0, and cos of 0 is 1. So tan of 0 is 0 divided by 1, which is just 0. Okay? Tan of 30 would be sine of 30, which is a half, divided by cos of 30, which is root 3 over 2. So divided by root 3 over 2. Okay, now when you're dividing, remember KFC, keep, flip, and change. So that would become a half multiplied by 2 over root 3, and that would get you 2 over 2 root 3, which can then be simplified to just 1 over root 3. Okay, so tan 30 is going to be 1 over root 3. Okay, if we look at tan 45, I'll move over here. So tan 45 is just going to be sine 45, which is root 2 over 2. So root 2 over 2 divided by cos 45, which is also root 2 over 2. Okay, root 2 divided by root 2 is just 1. 2 divided by 2 is also 1. And 1 divided by 1 is just 1. Okay, tan 60 is going to be root 3 over 2, which is sine 60, which is root 3 over 2, divided by cos 60, which is a half. Okay, again, keep, flip, change. So it's going to be root 3 over 2 multiplied by 2 over 1. Okay, root 3 multiplied by 2 is 2 root 3 divided by 2 multiplied by 1, which is just 2. And 2 root 3 divided by 2 is just root 3. Okay, and then finally, tan 90 is going to be sine 90, which is 1, divided by cos 90, which is 0. 1 divided by 0 is not 0. 1 divided by 0 is error. Okay, there is no value for 1 divided by 0. It gives you an error. 0 divided by 1 is 0. However, if you divide anything by 0, it will give you an error. Okay, and those are how you derive your exact trigonometric values. Okay, so remember, for sine, it's ascending order, divide by 2 and then square root the top, and then finally simplify. Okay, that's the rules that you need to follow. For cos, it will change to descending, sorry. So it will change to descending for cos, and then for tan, you just have to use this formula, which is sine divided by cos. Okay, so the values we have for sine divided by the values we have for cos. So to work out tan 30, for example, you would have to do the value for sine 30 from this table divided by cos 30. Okay, and that would get you what tan 30 is. And that is it for this video. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked it. And one last thing, please subscribe and hit the like button.